Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. I hope you all are well. So in this video, I want to talk about adventure motorcycle boots. Yes, there's a lot of different types, and I've gone through a few pairs, and ultimately I've come to the conclusion that a lot of them really don't protect you that well. And I've come to this conclusion after a recent crash I've been into where my foot was crushed by the motorcycle, and I had my foot swole up 2.5 weeks before I could even get a shoe on. I lost my toenail. I thought at one point that the skin was going to split. It swelled up so bad. And this was my most recent crash while riding an XT250. And nothing broke, but I went down doing between 35-40 miles an hour on the dirt coming out of a rut, and my foot was pinned under the bike, and the actual foot peg, the edge of the foot peg, went into right behind my toenail on my big toe, my left big toe, and just crushed it all. And it did some damage. I lost a toenail, of course, and my foot swelled up really big, like I mentioned. And if I had been on the KLR 650, a much heavier bike, there's a good chance it might have just severed my toe. I mean, I can't, exclude that out of the realm of possibilities, of course. But so it got me thinking after that, while I was on the couch healing for a few weeks, that I might want to rethink the boots I'm wearing while I'm riding. And this has been an evolution, trust me, and I've spent quite a bit of money on various pairs of boots over the years, and I've come, like I said, to the conclusion that everything I wore in the past probably didn't protect me that good, although it did protect me somewhat. I mean, I'll give them that. So I'm just going to show you the boots I've worn and what my thoughts are, and you'll come to your own decisions, of course. And I also do have a pair of the boots my wife wears as well. So have a look, check this out. If you like the video, hit a thumbs up. If you don't, hit thumbs down, but leave a comment. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We're trying to grow. It helps us out tremendously. It's free. Just hit that button, and let's do it. So let's get started. You gotta forgive me, I got a storm rolling in, so there's lots of wind going on, and my neighbor's got the tractor going, so apologies for the background noise. But let's start with the first pair right here. These are the Forma ADV Tourer. There you go. These are supposed to be waterproof. So I bought these, where's it going? It's been a couple years now, and I've worn them approximately 3 times. That's right. I don't think these offer hardly any protection whatsoever. I think they're actually really warm, and they're very flexible. There's no break-in required, and they're basically just a piece of leather with a sole. You can look at this. That's it. You wear these and you get into something. There's nothing. There's a little something right there for your ankle, a little pad in there, I think. But then you've got the boot. There you go. I mean, as far as comfort wise, yeah, they're really comfortable, and you can wear them in the rain. They probably stay pretty dry. I don't know, I haven't worn them in the rain. Like I said, I've only worn these like 3 times. I would wear these just like to go to the corner store just a few miles down the street. That's it. I wouldn't wear these going down the interstate or the highway or out in the desert or any type of trail riding. No way. So I'll probably try and sell these, to be honest with you, because I don't have no use for these whatsoever. I don't even know why I bought them, to be honest with you. It's been a few years, so I don't know what I was thinking when I got them. But as far as protection wise, if you go over and the bike lands on you, and they offer 0 protection. There's nothing over here You can squeeze this down really easily as far as crushing your toes. No ankle protection. I mean, yeah. But as I said, sometimes you'd rather be comfortable, and some people consider that. That's fine. No worries there. As far as price wise, these go for I think about $270. And I'm sure they last a while too. I mean, they look like they're made really well. The stitching looks good, the leather looks good, soles look good, so I imagine they're extremely comfortable. But do they offer great protection? Absolutely not. Next up are the Fox Racing Comp X's, right? Did I get that right? Yep, these are the Comp X boots. And I've had these for, I think, 3 years. And you can see there's a lot more plastic up here. It looks like a beefier boot. Got a few more buckles on it. But at the same time, you know, it says off-road on it right there. But I mean, look at this. You can just crumple this whole thing up. And I've taken a few spills on the XT while wearing this boot, and I mean, they protected me pretty good, to be honest with you. But you know, it was low speed out in the desert. I wasn't going fast or anything, and I'm sure they do offer you a little more protection than the former ADV Tours do. A little more protection, not much, because I mean, you can just see there's a little more plastic on the front here for your shin, which is good. But you know, you can just crumple this whole boot like that, and then right there, you squeeze that right in. There's no crush protection. I mean, really, there really isn't. Once again, these were really stiff when I first started wearing them, and I had a hard time shifting with them. So you know, I was under the impression at the time that they gave me quite a bit of protection, but now I don't think they do after my experience, especially over the toe. There's no hard plastic or anything that would stop your toes from being completely crushed in the event of a crash. And as I've shown, this thing is just crumples up. So once it breaks in and wears in a little bit, I mean, it just completely, you know, it is what it is. And this boot costs about the same price as the ADV Tours, the Formas. This is right under $300. Yep. I've actually worn this a lot, and you see the soles chewed up pretty good now. So these pretty much are seen life. I could toss these on for a quick ride in the desert, be okay, but once again, do they protect me? Yeah, to a point, but not that great. All right, next let's have a look at my wife's boot. This is the Thor Blitz XP boot. And she's not very fond of these, but they offer pretty darn good protection. More so, I think, than the previous two boots I've shown. It is a very stiff boot. It's difficult to shift in, but as far as protection wise, I think this boot is much better than the previous two boots. It is, man, that's a stiff boot there. Look at that. You can still crumple it on the sides, but what she was wearing prior to this was a pair of the ADV Tours, and she actually dropped her Himalayan while wearing, I believe, these boots, and she injured her ankle because that's one heavy bike. So I think if that had happened while she'd been wearing these, she might have fared a little better, but there really isn't much in there as far as protection. The lower, you know, once you get past the shin, you get the ankle area. At least there's this over the toe, you got that hard plastic, and I can still squeeze down a little bit, but it gives you better protection than the other two boots, crush protection that is. So it looks like it's well made, well stitched, and the buckles are plastic. They probably won't last too long. However, this boot's only $99, or it's $99.99. $100 for this boot. And I think this probably gives superior protection over the previous two boots that I've shown that were $300. So interesting, huh? As far as comfort, I don't think they're very comfortable. So inside the boot there isn't much for padding. There's some, but not much. But I think that'll work a little better if she takes a nice hard spill than the former ADV Tour boot. Moving on to the Alpine Stars Corazal Dry Star boot. Oh, man, I really like these boots. No doubt about that. They, you know, you just kind of give up some things to get more of another, and this boot's extremely comfortable. I wore this boot. I bought this last fall, and I wore this all winter long through the rain and the snow, and it was a warm boot. I just really comfortable. You can walk in them, and they're pretty. Well, maybe not. maybe not so much. There isn't much there as far as padding inside there. It's not much, but they're comfortable. And this is the boot I was wearing when I crashed. And as you can see on the front there's no hard plastic, nothing. You can just squeeze that in. And my foot got crushed in this boot, and my toe got really damaged right there. I mean, it just, like I said, if I was riding the KLR 650 instead of the XT250, a much heavier bike, and went down, had the same exact thing happen while wearing these, I don't know. I could have possibly severed my toe for sure. But at the same token, I mean, these are better than flip-flops, right? So they offered me some protection, and they are what they are. I think you got a little bit of padding in the ankle there, and I've gone down while wearing these, and I actually got trapped under my Honda 300, the Panniers, on a desert ride this past winter, and I had no problems, no injuries from it. So, I mean, they work, but at the same token, how well do they work? I don't know. You know, it's all so different every experience. But I mean, look at that. You can just crumple these up as well. So, do these really protect you? To a degree, yes. I think all the boots I've shown protect you to a degree. But I mean, how far do you want to press it? You know, if you think about a serious ankle injury or foot injury, will put you out for weeks. And I think it's worth the money to get the best protective equipment you can. Absolutely. So anyway, I bought a new pair of boots after my crash with these, since I no longer felt safe while wearing these. Which leads me to the boot I am wearing right now. And there they are. That is the Gaerne SG12. It's a pretty serious boot there. And after my injuries, and I had the time to sit there and dwell on it, I decided that it was worth every penny to protect my lower leg, my ankle, my foot, and get the best product I can. And after doing a lot of research, comparing these with, I think, the Sidi's, and I came to the conclusion that this is what I wanted to go with. So I just got these 2 days ago, and yesterday I went for a long ride on the KLR with them to break them in. You have to break these boots in. Oh yeah. And then I wore them today for a ride in the desert this morning on the XT. But that is the Gaerne SG12s. They are extremely expensive, and I really winced when I purchased these. I paid full retail for them. It was just over $600, but I just can't take the chance again of injuring my my ankle or my foot. So that's and to the sides. Can't even maybe to the sides. I mean, they are serious, man. They're hinged. I mean, you've got screws, hinged, 4 buckles, metal, the toe. I mean, they can. You've got some leather right there for moving. And like I said, they were much worse yesterday. It was a pretty burly ride in these things. Actually quite painful, because inside in this area in your ankles, and many people have said this, especially in the comments, that there's actually memory foam in there. So when you first wear these, it's really tight around your ankle, lower leg down here, top of the foot, until that memory foam molds around your foot, and then they become extremely comfortable. But I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty painful. But today the ride was much better with them, and as I keep wearing them, they're just gonna get better and better. But this boot offers absolutely superior protection to all these other boots that I've shown. And I think that this is going to work out very nicely once they're broken in. You can see on the toe cap here, it's just covered with that extremely hard plastic. I can't even push that down at all. There's some right there that you can push in, but all this right here, not happening. So has the best crush protection over the toes than all the boots I've shown. Best support around the ankle this way and that way. I mean, it's hinged, as you can see, screws and everything. Buckles are seriously, they're beefy, they're metal, they're gonna last. They're screwed in, so all these parts are replaceable. These are handmade in Italy, so that's what the sole looks like. Got the steel toe cap. It's kind of different. It's a little slippery walking on that, but this is a serious boot, man. And I've only been wearing it for 2 days, so I can't completely talk about how comfortable it's going to be, or I don't think it's waterproof, but I don't really care, to be honest with you. If the bikes go down on top of me, I feel relatively secure that this is going to extremely mitigate any injuries that could possibly occur. Much better than any of the previous boots. So, you know, buy once, cry once. I got them, and well, there we go. So as far as sizing with all the boots are pretty much true to size. And that's another reason I went with the Gaernes, is because they have a wider toe box than the Sidi's. What was it, the Sidi Crossovers? That was the other boot I was looking at. I think that was the name. Can't remember right off the top of my head. So I went with these because I have a wide foot, and I wear a 10.5, and I heard these run big, so I ordered a 10, and they fit perfect. Plenty of space up here. Yeah, they fit great. So warm yesterday for a ride, warm today for a ride. I'm just kind of walking around in them and, you know, breaking them in. But this is far superior than that. Yeah. Far superior than that one. And far superior than that one. So that's my thoughts on riding boots and where I'm at now. Maybe I'll do a review just on the SG12s after I've had them for a while and see how they break in. And another reason I went with this particular color, the white. It's just out here in the desert, it just gets hot. I imagine these boots are going to be hot. They're all hot. Everything's hot in the desert, so a little bit of the white here will reflect the sunlight instead of all black. But they're you know, they'll be filthy soon enough, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked with the boot, and I think it's the best choice for me currently with what's out there on the market as far as protection boot wise. So this is what I'll be riding at all times with for the foreseeable future, after my experience with all the other boots I've worn, and I think these are just superior in every way. And it doesn't necessarily reflect that so much in the price, but just in the workmanship of the boot and how I feel on them thus far. So I think these will definitely, you know, help mitigate possible injuries in the event of a crash. So that's how I got to the Gaerne SG12s after all the other ones. It's a lot of money, but it is what it is, right? So if you've got any experience with boots, you know, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you have a pair of the Gaerne SG12s, let me know what you think about them, how long you've had them, and, you know, how durable they are, or any of the other boots I mentioned. Like I said, all of them were comfortable and worked well enough for me, but after that last crash, I just don't feel like any of them give me the protection that I can get out of one of these. So that's why I'm here. So anyway, there you have it. A little bit of a rundown on a bunch of boots. Well, folks, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps us out tremendously. Lots more content on the way. Stay safe out there, folks. Wear your gear. We'll see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.